Chris professional. He's got the backdrop and everything.
We are live.
Very nice.
I just
You
got
said
blinds
I got what?
But look, you're professional. You got the backdrop and everything.
Backdrop. I'm moving up in the world.
I see that.
I gotta keep up with all them other massive YouTube people.
Stall's got the Sitka hat. You got the backdrop, and I got a Haggard cowboy hat.
That's right.
You can set up a virtual background, Welch. There you go. Now I got bricks behind me.
Straight in the hood with that flat brim.
How you do that?
Hit the setting button at the bottom.
Settings. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Now I'm in someone's living room with a piano in it.
Watch out, somebody in the hub in the background playing something.
Oh, man.
Oh, goodness. So, are y'all ready for the season? That's the big question of the night.
No.
Nope.
Uh-uh.
Nope. More money and more gear.
Yeah, I hear you on that. Old Daddy Ducks in the chat here. He said, "Lord, Motley Crew." What's up, Matt? How you doing?
All us. That was up in Aberdeen.
Oh yeah, up there. What I think that's when you and Higgins came up there.
Yeah, it was hot then too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is. I mean, out here, dude, it's averaging like almost 100 degrees a day.
So it was what 90. I think Dad said it was like 98 degrees today or something like that. Sunday is supposed to be like one with 108-degree index. So
yeah, we're gonna have to work Saturday. They call them for possible brownouts from such high heat.
Ooh,
yeah.
So I did a little scouting while Kathy was out looking at places to photograph. She's like photographing family stuff now. Bunch of residentials, a bunch of them out on the pond.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
On Phelps Pond?
Oh no, other pond.
Oh, I got you.
Yeah, where we run traffic.
Oh yeah. That's
There's probably 40 or 50 of them.
I tell you, man, that pond's a hot spot, man. We just got to draw them to the field. But
now it's just I think we need to add more motion to the spread.
Yeah, we'll see if we get them flock of flickers, and I got those new decoys.
Yeah. Well, Mojo makes the Goose Flags now, and supposedly they're hot stuff.
Well, they're like batter powered.
Yeah, it's like a flock of flicker, but it's got like a little flag on it, and just gives you like that black and white like flapping. It kind of does like a flag does.
Wouldn't be too bad.
But
you made that one with the staff in the ground where it goes all the way down, and you pull up with that rope. You still got that?
Yeah. Yep. The flag, I think Stalls and I ripped the flag last year because we were using it so much because we were running traffic for the fires flying over the backfield.
Yeah.
Well, just over there screaming that damn call. Just constantly, I'm just shaking that flag, trying to get something moving, man.
I told him, man, shake it like he owes you money. I mean, blowing in the call, and we had somebody else in there that was blowing in the call, and I don't know, it sounded like a goose being run over by a Mack truck. So
we got a couple that day. It's all right.
Yeah.
I won't say no names, but somebody forgot to put a shell in their chamber and just made a click noise.
Perfect setup. I mean, here
they
come.
Click.
Like right over. And I called it. I said, go ahead and cut them. Everybody rose up, man. And I wanted Stalls to get his. So he knocked one down. And I hear this click. And he click. And I'm like, what in the world? So I threw the old Benelli up there. And I said, yeah, I'll knock one down. I forgot. That was a long shot. I think that's a long shot I ever made. What did we range that at? It was like, 60 yards, I think, Zach?
Yeah, man, I tell you, that I think Mossberg 930, them chokes. So, I mean, you can't beat them Carlton chokes. It's
Well, see, Chris, he was I guess when we started, I started with kicks. And then I went to Pattern Master, and then that's what Chris and I hunted with for probably 2 or 3 years. And then we found that it was tricky and it was throwing shot off.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought a kicks modified, which worked out really good for him. And I tried the Carlson, and I'm like, man, these Carlsons are like money, and they're only like $50 a cremator. Sometimes you get them for like 30 or 40 on Amazon. I think I picked mine up for like $30 used on Amazon, and it literally looked rooted in, didn't even shoot through it or anything. So, but I will say 930s. I shot some skeet this weekend, and that 930 was on point. So I got her dialed in.
Give a shout out to Dan. He's watching right now, texting me. Haymarket, but yeah, you got that black diamond now, Welch. That's a pretty nice choke you got too.
Yeah, the Indian Creek Black Diamond. So Zack got the it was a Carlson Longbeard, the one I got from my Benelli that we did the video on. And that thing shoots just as good out of a 930 as it does to the Benelli. But the Indian Creek, I bought one, and that's twice as expensive, and I don't think it's near as good, but it shoots tight.
Yeah, I'll tell you, it's I can't beat it, man. That 930. I mean, what do we go out at? What, 50, 60 yards?
55 yards, I think.
And I mean, just it was a dead turkey right there.
You put a pattern size of a basketball right on the turkey head. I was impressed.
Yeah.
Good Lord.
Yeah, I'll tell you.
They can make a steel shell that shot like that. I mean, we'd be killing some birds, but.
See, I got the I forget what choke that is that I'm shooting now, but shooting number 4s this year. So
the Kicks High Flyer, the one that you're shooting.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, the Kicks High Flyer modified. So, and then with the Kent Fast Steel number 4s, with 3-inch. So I need to take it out here in the back of the house and shoot one off and just see what it looks like.
Have the cops called on you.
I'll be all right. I'm out of city limits.
Yeah. I don't know. I'd like to try tungsten this year.
Yeah.
I mean, is it worth the call?
Ain't worth that money.
Yeah, it's a pretty penny for it.
A hell of a penny.
Out here, we're not like y'all in Tennessee. I mean, a good day for us is shooting half a box of shells. So
yeah. Well, usually, I mean, we had some. I don't know what I'm gonna call these hunters. Some high-class hunters hunt next to us one day, and they came out with a bunch of trailer setups, and I mean, it was a lot of them. And I think we wasted probably half box of shells just shooting them in the air, acting like we were putting the hurt on them, and we were screaming and hollering every time we cracked a shell, but all we were doing was just shooting our guns in the air. And them guys, they left about after 10 o'clock or so because they got pissed off that we were they thought we were killing them, but we actually weren't. We were just screwing with them the whole time.
Yeah. Old Matt, Daddy Duck 365 is shooting number 5's boss out of his 16 gauge this year.
I tell you, I'd love to see a 16 gauge make the comeback like 28 gauge has done. I mean, back in like when my dad was growing up, like the 16 gauge was like the shotgun.
Yeah.
So it didn't have the kick of the 12, but it had more power than the 20.
Yeah.
And they're just cool shotguns. If you get like a Belgian made like A5 16 gauge, I mean, you'd have something there.
I got the old year's Roebuck 16 gauge, but I'm scared to shoot. I ain't touching that thing.
Bring it over here. I'll send it. I ain't scared.
I know you will.
Let's say hook it up to the front of the 4-wheeler and a string on the trigger.
Right, looking like Daffy Duck with that damn bill blowing off you.
I'll be all right. I ain't scared. You scared? Go to church. But yeah, no, I got to get all the silos. I got to get all the big owls put together. Then I got to get the hand painted silos out and touch those up. Then I have, I think, 18, 20. I got to still cut out, prime and paint, and then I have probably another. I can probably squeeze another 5 out of the 4-foot sheet of plywood I got on sale at Home Depot. So So I mean, we'll have a heck of a spread. I think we'll have just in silos alone. I think we'll have close to like 60 or 70.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sitting on about 60 ducks right now,
Mm-hmm.
and that's counting my jugs. So all the jugs I've been saving up.
Yeah.
But I need it for here. Like if you don't have 1,000 decoys in the spread around here, you ain't doing nothing. So.
Well, and we noticed that too when we were hunting with Ryan and Higgins and them, was that the big spreads were definitely turning them, but the river we hunt at, it's just the current's so strong that you got to have at least a 5 or 6 ounce weight to hold those things to keep them from floating downstream. So
yeah,
that was a cold morning out there. What did we do that one day? It was what, like about 10 degrees outside?
Yeah, it was cold. Yeah, I think I made breakfast burritos on that one.
Yeah, I think, that dang baby bald eagle is coming through.
So I see
the eagle.
Boondocker Adventures. You like your Big Al decoys. I love the Big Al decoys. I think they don't have the cartoonish head like the dive bombs do.
Mm-hmm.
But the dive bombs, I mean, you can't beat the price. But Big Al's, I mean, I feel they look better. So, but I have seen some flock dive bombs that look good too. But we use Big Al's, and then Higgins got some final approaches from Rogers.
Mm-hmm.
And they look pretty good too. I actually like the stake system on the final approach ones better than the Big Al's.
Let's talk about Daddy Duck. He's got that Browning A5 and a Remington 1100, but it's a 16 gauge.
Mm-hmm.
Nice gun too.
That's a real nice gun. Both nice guns. Very nice.
Boondocker is Jason from last week.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Here we go. Any public or any tips for public land hunting or Maryland duck hunting? I'm from PA, going down for ducks this year. What part of Maryland? That's the big question. Because if you aren't going to the place where I lived, I don't know. But if you're going to be on the Susquehanna Flats, we can talk a little bit more about that.
Well, not only that, but I mean, if he went to the Eastern Shore, I mean,
yeah, that kind of coincides with what y'all do. So Eastern Shore.
Mm-hmm. Oh, nice.
They got sandhills out there where he's at in East Tennessee. So
really?
If I draw a tag, I'm definitely going to go out there and try to shoot a sandhill. That's for sure. Cambridge. Cambridge is down there by Baltimore, isn't it?
Cambridge. I don't know. I'd look it up.
I'm almost sure it's down there by Baltimore, but I mean that place. Anywhere in Maryland, you're just going to be killing geese. The closer to the coast you get, you'll get more into the ducks.
Cambridge on the Eastern Shore side.
Okay. Yeah. So he'll get a little bit of mix of everything, depending on the time of year. Whether if it's like late season, you'll get a lot of snows. You can get into your divers if you go offshore in a boat. They got a lot of WMAs over there on the Eastern Shore side that I never even got to touch. A lot of refuges and that sort of thing that you can hunt. You can kill a lot of black ducks and that sort of stuff around that area.
I mean, the whole thing with like public land hunting is you have to be able to, or have to be willing to go where nobody else wants to go.
Mm-hmm.
That's always sticker to put on the back of my truck. So.
For Justin's birthday, I got him.
Yeah,
landowner sticker to put on his back of his truck. Make sure he represents that proudly.
That's right.
Oh, Blackwater Refuge or Blackwater Wildlife Refuge. Yeah, I know where that's at, and you can kill a lot of black ducks in that area. Black ducks, you can get some pintails if you're lucky, and then a lot of your divers and your sea ducks will get up in there too.
Didn't you see some gadwalls there too, or something?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, my boat's ready now, except for the engine. Still working on that. A video will drop when it's ready. But
Dawes is still working on our boat.
Hey, I haven't gone up. My neighbor has this beautiful center console, and it's what the heck does it say, Welch on it? It's a
Goose Buster.
Goose Buster. Oh, it's all coming out. No, it's a beautiful. It's like a 20-something foot center console. It's a beautiful boat. We might be hunting Lake Anna on a bright red pontoon boat come this fall. We'll see.
I can see y'all motherfuckers out there in the middle of Lake Anna with a bright red boat.
It's a party barge. It's got flashing lights all over it. Oh Lord.
Oh, the only speed Stall knows is fast and stop. So I can see us now waking into a daggone flock and then cutting it off and just like coasting into it.
Just coast. Hey, the law says as long as it's off and the motor's off, we're good. Oh man.
Oh, the Boost Latte hat.
The Boost Latte.
It's gonna be like a theme for my my lives on Wednesday. Everybody wear like a different hat. Whenever they come on, they wear a different hat.
I was gonna get a hat. I just only had 50 seconds to get a hat, so I picked.
Oh Lord. Oh, that guy says he owns Sitka down there. Zach, that's what I was telling you about where I saw the Sitka deer.
Yep.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So my brother-in-law used to have a podcast in archery, and he hunted down over there for the Sitka deer.
Yeah,
a bunch of them.
Is it Sitka or Sika?
Sitka.
That's a Sitka.
That's Google.
Because it like the Sitka, they're like the what they call them, blacktail Sitkas or whatever. They're in Alaska, and the Sika are the actual. Because I mean, I think they were like transplanted here from like Japan or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
On an island.
From, Asia.
Yeah, and then the island washed away, and then they swam away, and now they're like almost like a test. But
Learn something new every day.
Yeah.
I tell you, this one of my goals this year. I'd like to get a band. I don't care what kind of band. I want to get a band.
Better be hunting after them geese. You ain't gonna kill no duck band in Virginia. I can tell you that.
That's fine. The geese is like me and Welch. This past year is my first year geese hunting or goose hunting, and Welch got me kicked in on it. And everybody I've ever heard says goose is nasty. It's nasty. It's disgusting. And and I cooked it up, and like Welch said, meat literally falls out of the sky. Beef falls out of the sky. I mean, that goose meat's delicious. I mean, it's just like a tender steak.
Yeah, it's kind of told Chris too when Chris first got into it. I said, "Man, you're gonna hear all these people say, oh, it's greasy, it's nasty, it's this, it's that." Until you actually cook it, like I think people try to mask the flavor of the wild game, like they don't compliment it. So like they soak it in like cooking sherry, and then it just comes out tasting like a drunk goose or something like that. I don't know how to describe it, but yeah, man, like and I mean, even like when Chris and I were first hunting, I always heard that you took the skin and the fat off a duck because it made it taste gamey, and it's the opposite. You want that skin and fat on the duck. So,
yeah, I've had it all different ways now, just experimenting with all the stuff that I killed last season, and still my favorite go-to is the poppers. So with the jalapeno and cream cheese and bacon. I don't know. It's just something about that. And even my son will eat it too. So, and my wife won't eat it at all. So being that my son will eat it, that's the way I just cook it.
That's how I do my dove, is making a little popper type thing with the jalapeno and the cream cheese.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like my duck breast like cooked just like a steak.
Yeah.
Rare is tolerable. Put like some what's that steak seasoning? The Montreal steak seasoning.
Yeah.
Put that on there, a little salt and pepper, cook it in olive oil, braise it on either side, and then cut it up and put it in a salad. I really like that.
Yeah.
But a boondocker said goose sausage patties. I've never heard of that.
So Higgins makes the brats, and the brats are like, they're awesome. He made some cheddar brats, and he could have made them a little bit hotter. We both said that, but his cranberry goose sausages are like on point. I mean, they are phenomenal.
Yeah.
So I got one pack of those left. I'm holding off to hopefully the beginning of this goose season. I'm going to cook them up for breakfast. Because the blind that we made now, I have benches to fit all along that blind. And then I want to make stands for our heaters. And then I'm going to actually have a table out there for the Blackstone.
Hell yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
I tell you, me and you got to make a video of that blind that we made last year, Welch. I mean, that was what, $50 I think we spent.
Yeah, 50 or 60. It was 2 cattle tanks.
Tractor supply and just some metal caging, and I mean, it's just awesome blind, blind.
Make a video, I'll post it.
Yeah, that was awesome. Man, it took us probably an hour to put together.
Yeah,
you can't beat that.
Old Maxie from recruiting down there in Florida, living the high life.
Oh, okay. He's going after them whistling ducks.
Oh yeah. He don't do no duck hunting now. He's
can't beat Florida, man.
He's collecting that paycheck, making that big money now.
Okay.
Florida's great. My old man lives on the West Coast, man. It's a prime fishing location right there.
Mm-hmm. You looking to shoot a widgeon or a canvasback in Maryland? You got more of a chance of shooting a canvasback if it gets cold enough. That's the thing. Widgeon, dude, widgeons are just hard to get on anyway, unless you get in the Midwest.
And that's like the main thing that I've noticed around here is if you want to get into ducks like geese, the geese around here don't start to move until like the end of December when you start to get the migratories and stuff in. But the ducks, unless it's like frigid cold, you're not going to see the ducks, with the exception of the one time that we got into those wood ducks and that teal.
Mm-hmm.
Which,
but that's like that early season is completely different though. Because I mean, it could be boiling hot, 80 degrees, and you still got wood ducks in the area because they're, they've been nesting there all season, all summer.
I had a beautiful blue-winged teal that I was going to mount until Chris finished it off.
I blew his damn head off at like 5 yards because he looked like he was about to get up, fly away. So I turned around and put a shot into him.
Oh my gosh!
Dude, if I knew what I was doing at that time, I wouldn't have done it.
But see, that was on a whim too, because I was like, I mean, we haven't really had much luck early season, and then it was before Chris and I really knew like what they ate, and we were in a patch of smartweed, and that's where the ducks wanted to be. It was real low. The river was real low. It was real rocky. We had to sit the mojos up in like rock hills because we couldn't stick it down in the soil.
Mm-hmm.
That's where they wanted to be, and I mean, we tore them up for like a good. I mean, they were flying in probably, 45 minutes, hour and a half, something like that.
Yeah.
And we got, 3 wood ducks and a teal, I think, which is good.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, we tore them up that day. And they were landing in the spread, too.
Uh-huh.
You got good bank fishing, bass everywhere. And he's also poking at you, trying to get you fired up, asking if you got internet in Virginia.
Got internet in Virginia?
Yeah.
Now, what I did was I took some tinfoil and I made a big ball and I put it on top of my house. And everyone gets a signal again. I'm wearing that.
Oh shit! You got those people up on the hill, sending signals down.
Y'all get them. I had the tinfoil hat. Makes me look like a Hershey kiss.
Oh Lord.
But
let's talk about
else for doves though.
I was about to say dove, man. We're getting pretty close to that opening day of dove season.
I've been watching videos. Wait, I cannot wait. They're all over the place here too. I don't know if they're going to be here because they planted soybeans this year.
Yeah.
As corn, so I don't know how that's going to affect anything. Because if y'all remember the last 2 years, they planted corn.
Yeah. And of course, they're going to be all over that, especially living next to the cemetery too. But
yeah.
I don't know, man. Like around here, like I got an invite to go out to East Tennessee with Jason. But like around here, like they plant, like TWRA does like the sunflower fields. And don't cut them like, either right before the season starts. So that way it knocks everything. Or they'll leave them standing in some spots. But like I took took my son out last season for him, and I think I only saw like maybe 2 doves, but everyone's stacked up next to each other like 50 yards apart. So,
But see, that's what dove hunting, because it keeps them in the air. Like if you're only hunting one person per like 100 acres, like on my farm, like they'll go and they'll land side and just do whatever. So you got to have all the people there to keep them moving.
Mm-hmm.
What was it, 24/7 hunt?
Yeah,
I was dove hunts, or no, it wasn't 24/7. It was actually a buck commander.
Yeah,
and over a field, it was sunflowers, and then it was a wheat field, and they'd actually burned the wheat down like a week prior or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And the doves were eating the seeds and stuff. But if you have, I noticed if you have water, you have food, and you have some sort of like small like pea gravel stuff that they eat to put in their crawl to like, digest.
Yeah.
Not going to have any problem. So we got the stream through the farm. We got the soybeans, which it's give or take. Sometimes they're really into it. Sometimes they're not. Like corn, it's game on. But the soybeans kind of hit or miss.
Yeah.
But the only thing we don't have is a gravel. So.
Yeah, that was last time I topped out, and all mine was about 3 years ago, Central North Carolina at the family farm, and corn, pond right there, plenty of power lines, plenty of like nice little tree line, and I think everybody about maxed out that day. It was opening day down there in Carolina, but it's not worth it down there, really. I mean, unless you're going to go for multiple days, Carolina charges almost $120 for a license. And I mean, unless you're going to hop out, you're going to go multi-day, it's not worth it. And they don't give you any type of short-term license. It's 1 year license, $120 something.
Yeah.
Well, what's up there in Maryland, Chris? Wasn't it like $60 or $70?
Yeah. Yeah, which I thought was expensive until I moved out here to Tennessee. Like to come out here to shoot and to, just hunt like, not even a week. It's like you're going to be spending close to $120, $150.
Yeah.
So on all the like the the $25 federal stamp, and then the state stamp, and then the actual non-resident tag and everything. It's wild to me. It really is. But they nickel and dime you out here too. Like if you want to turn around and hunt reelfoot, like if y'all come out and want to hunt reelfoot, you'd have to spend an extra $25 for a tag for that.
And another thing I've learned, I'm never going on a guided hunt again. So, with the exception of if Chris goes out this time and he's just like, man, we slayed them, we limited out, I might think twice. But the guided hunts,
and that's where I'm still juggling it. Like Chase called me this morning. I'm sitting there talking to him right outside of work, and he was like, hey, I'm gonna put in for a reelfoot hunt. And he's talking, it's $200 per gun, but it's, a $50 deposit. And I'm like, well, I can, I feel like 200 really isn't that bad. As long as like, they don't feed me, their dead goat from the night prior. And, like they actually like put some thought and some time actually into the hunt. I don't know, man. Like it can turn sour real fast with the guided hunt. So
well, and here's the thing with the guided hunt that we both went on is they get so stagnant, like they set up and it's just like they don't move.
Yep.
Like if the birds are not working or whatever, they try to fight against it instead of like moving to another part of the field or trying something different. I mean, heck, one guide source we went out with had probably a dozen, maybe 2 dozen mojos, not a single.
Then put one out and said that they didn't believe in it.
If you don't believe,
how you not believe in it, but you fucking have like, a whole bunch of them in the blind. It makes no sense to me. So I just, and how they call it shots, because they want them to like be in a hole. It's like, I understand you want picture perfect, but if the birds aren't wanting to work that day and you're working traffic, like you're going to have to, as a guide, swallow your pride and provide the service that the guys paid for.
That's it.
Yeah, Matt Maxey there in the comments hit it right on the money. They just want your money.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
and here's the thing. I think on both instances, I think free, like they were using us to like scout for their buddies.
Yep. That was on the first hunt we went on, definitely.
I'd say the second hunt.
That first guided hunt me and you went on.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was definitely they knew exactly what was going on. So being that the whole hunt was donated, I won it through a raffle through a baseball team up there in Virginia was doing a raffle with the youth league, and I won. And then once I told them, like, you know, I run a YouTube channel, like, you know, I can push your guide service, all that sort of stuff. I figured he would be like, oh, well, I'm going to show out, you know, he'd make a really good video. He's giving me free publicity. You know, it's kind of like a fair handshake back and forth. But I don't know, man. Setting up in a soybean farm, in a soybean field, and I running traffic. Even though he had like they're all full bodies. What were they? Avian X full bodies.
Yeah, he had X, he had Lifetimes, he had. I mean, he had good decoys, and I mean, he had a lot of.
But the thing is that he was the only one calling. You tell me what field you drive by, and the geese are talking, and you see at least 300 geese out there in the field, and you only hear one goose honking. Tell me if that sounds natural. So, I don't know. You get me fired up on that. That hunt really pissed me off.
Well, I'm going to say I saw more birds in Tennessee than anywhere else since I've been hunting. But that's the only place that I did not fire a shot. I went down with a case of ammo and came back with a case of ammo. Not one shell short. I take that back. I gave a box to Chris.
And I shot ducks with those shells, and they actually do pretty good.
The Rio,
Royal Blue, whatever they're called.
Yeah, the Rios.
Mm-hmm. What do we got this year, Welch? What are we shooting with?
We got the Kents.
Kents, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I tell you what, I'd really like to get. I was looking at them too on Rogers, but they don't have the duplex load. I want is the Migras.
Saw those.
Chris got me a box of those. I mean, them things are those things. Yeah, they're stone cold killers, man. I mean, they are phenomenal.
Yeah.
What do you have? You got number 4s, don't you?
So
I got number 4s, Kent's. Yeah.
You got 4s.
I got 3s, and I got, I think, BBs. So I don't know. I use 3 for ducks, 2 for the bigger ducks and geese, and then BB for course geese. But I mean, I don't think you can go wrong with any of those sizes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was gonna. Where's Rogers? I'm waiting on that to go on sale, but it's just something that a 250 pack would go on sale.
Yeah. They're about to do that Rogers Day where all of them get together and jerk each other off. So I don't foresee a sale actually happening anytime soon. So I think it'll probably be like right after that, because maybe with the gas prices, like not a whole bunch of people will show up. I foresee right before season starting, they're gonna do like a massive blowout sale. I can kind of see that happening.
Yeah, I'm hoping that. What's up with these Flicker Flocks? I mean, why is Mojo not making them right now? Or what's up with that? I mean, has anybody seen anything with that?
So the original Flock of Flickers, I think that was their second release. Not this coming release, but the last release.
Right. It has terrible reviews.
Yeah. What was happening was like the tops of them are flat. As the little wings are spinning, it's getting water and it's going down in the house and into that motor, and it's rusting out that. It's new Flock.
Yeah, mine gets real squeaky. I have to get grease and squirt it down in there.
Yeah. And like the new Flock of Flickers, it's like let's see if I can get it. All right. It's rounded at the top.
Gotcha.
So the on it just flows off, and hopefully they have some sort of O-ring or gasket that keeps that water from going into the motors. But like the original Flock of Flickers, you got a pack of 6, and now they're doing packs of 4. kind of like the double flickers now. So the double flickers are like what, $50, I think, and you get 4 of them, but they're not in a waterproof housing. These new flock of flickers are waterproof, so you can use them for ducks, doves, or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I wouldn't waste your money on the dove ones. I would just buy the waterproof ones and rock it out.
Oh yeah, for sure. And then I think me and Welch we're working on what's the name of that company that's going to make those 930 waterfowl.
Oh, it's Oregon, I think they call it.
Yeah. ORE gun. Yeah, it's like almost a waterproofing kit for these 930s. I think it's about what, $150.
It's like 175.
175, and
like
pretty much almost making it to a 940 Pro in a way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it's a sick shotgun for real.
For
y'all ever seen the 2 and 3 Winchester blend?
I hadn't heard of that.
I haven't seen it.
Federal one that you got the Sea Duck low.
Yeah.
And I mean, really the only duplex load that's really patterned good and worked for me are the Migras.
Yeah.
See, Coons Outdoor there working. He's rocking the 935. Big boy. We can't even find 935s around here.
Nope.
No one's got them.
I'm all about that 870. Use that thing as a paddle.
So reliable.
I can use it to hack down trees. Use it as a paddle for the boat.
Tossed down from 3 generations and still just shoots as smooth as anything.
I lucked out on it. Justin's the one that hooked me up with it. So,
well, I got friends in low places.
I know at my previous employment, we carried 930 Police Expresses, and they were beyond more. I think they were the same ones from like the 80s. They provided us, and
you're the Police Express, yeah, little 18-year-old, and it was what was it, 2 3/4 and 3-inch, I think.
We went to qualify with them. I mean, they're just rusted out, beat to hell. Just rough guns. I'm telling you, they still shot me. We shot them 50 yards all day long, and they were putting them on target.
Yeah.
I was going to say the only thing I've really seen go wrong with the 870 is the extractor on it.
Mm-hmm.
Was it the milled? Essentially, they have like a cast extractor that they put on the new 870s. I don't know if like they just re-released 870 and replace that with a solid piece or not, but that's the only thing I've really seen ever wear out on them.
Yeah, which I replaced mine. Once you told me about that, I went ahead and replaced that part on it. So that way,
like Chris said, you can use that thing as an oar, an anchor, shoot something, whatever you want.
I mean, it's a nice, but the thing is, like all the shotguns, you know, for a lot of they get so hung up on one brand that they try to make it work, and it doesn't fit. Shoot like crap. And biggest mistake I first started out was not packing shotgun. So, you know, my shotgun was actually shooting higher than normal. And after like more research, you know, I forgot who it was that said that, you know, your Italian shotguns and things of that nature, like your bead. Here, let me get my camera here. And it shoots like a 60-40. So 60% of your shot will be up here, 40% will be at the bottom, or 70-30. And like your Brownings and your Remingtons and all that shoot like a 50-50. So it'll shoot 50 up here and 50 it'll be like where you aim at it. Mm-hmm. And when I got that Benelli Super Black Eagle 3, I mean, it shot high, like 18 inches high. So I actually had to put a bigger bead on the front of it. And Benelli says supposedly it's so you can float the target or whatever like that. You get used to it after. More instinctual, but if you don't pattern it and you don't know where you're shooting, I mean, you're going to shoot over top of them every time, and you're going to get frustrated. And
so I was with my 930 the first time I shot it. I was like, this thing ain't shooting worth a damn.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, once you get a pattern, man, I tell you, it's for and we bought. I mean, my 930 was $500 something bucks. I think you can't beat it. I hated Mossberg before. Hated them. I was a big Remington guy. I got Brownings. You know, I got a Browning downstairs, Benelli. I shot Ithacas. I hated Mossberg, and I just went over to Clark Brothers one day and saw this Mossberg 930, and they talked me into it. And I mean, you can't go wrong. It's a great field gun.
Yeah, I hate Mossberg too. I had the 835, and it was the biggest piece that I ever shot. I mean, I might have just got a bad one, but I mean, I stripped it, I cleaned it. I mean, I somebody said might have some grease in it. I mean, I stripped that thing down, oiled it, you know, ran it wet, ran it dry, and I mean, it just didn't work. That 930 is like Zack said. I mean, it's dead on. I mean, it's a good shotgun for the price.
Yeah.
But out to the comments, I saw another comment pop up there.
No, we got tons of them, man. They've been blowing it up. Appreciate y'all being active in the live chat.
Man.
He says he's gonna try to shoot some ducks with the 2 3/4 20 gauge 1100 from. I'm assuming he's saying 1968, 1969, using balls ammo.
Classic, man. True classic right there. It's a nice gun.
Well, and that's the big push in the industry right now. It's a 20 gauge for ducks, and I mean even now. Yep. So I don't think there's wrong with a 20 gauge, especially shooting boss at Bismuth. I mean, we shot boss before, and I mean it does awesome.
Yeah,
I mean if you,
it does. Just not shooting it out pattern master choke though. I think that messed it up more than anything else. Old Matt said he may end up using a side by side this year with the Boss number 5. That would make a pretty cool video shooting a side by side.
Yeah, I got my Browning 20 gauge side by side, but it's a great dove gun, but too scared to get it messed up.
Yeah,
it's too pretty of a gun.
Mm-hmm. Especially lugging it through the woods and turning dunk.
Yeah, I mean, I like I said, I maxed out in North Carolina with it. That was the only gun I had at the time, and it was a hand-me-down from generations of family. But it's a nice gun for in the field, a clean field, but you ain't gonna take that through the woods.
No point in having a gun if you're scared to shoot it, Zach.
I'll shoot it. I don't want to scratch it up.
You can't stay pretty forever. I
got this Rock Island Armory semi-automatic 12 gauge sitting here beside me right now, actually here in my office. I don't think that'll be a good gun to shoot with.
Yeah, Game Ward might like you if you use that.
We got a 10-round mag. Let me see if I can put some blanks in it instead of putting a rod in it. You know, see if the Game Ward likes that.
It'd be hard to find a plug for a detachable mag.
Oh man.
Hey, did y'all submit for the quota hunts for Virginia?
Nope.
No.
Even though it was free.
I submit every year. It's a scam.
Really?
You know, it goes to the game warden's kin half the time probably.
Yeah.
I've submitted the one in Warrenton. It's a little state park there right outside of town, and they do a quota hunt every year, and I've done it for 5 years, never got anywhere close to it. And I know that it's a very secretive one. Not many people know it. Whitney State Forest, that's it.
Yeah.
Yep, Whitney State Forest, and they send out the piece of mail to everybody local. So you know, I have family that lives locally nearby, so that's how I know about it. Other than that, it's very, very secretive, and I don't know a single person near me that's ever gotten it.
Yeah.
I don't. You know how I hunt, Chris. So
yeah,
I mean,
yeah. I don't know. See, I was half tempted to try it. I'm not sure when their deadline is. Like, if I end up buying my license for out there, like before the deadline happens, I might still put in for it. But the way that the law is written is I have to be there if someone else is hunting it, with me or whatever. So it's not like if I draw, I can be like, hey, y'all should go hunt, this week or whatever, because I drew. So.
But you know me.
Yeah.
So Chris is a duck guy. Like between a goose and a duck, he's going duck 100% of the time. Now me, I'm the opposite. Goose 100% of the time over duck.
Mm-hmm. Now don't get me wrong. I love some goose hunting, that's for sure. But you got a big old flock of mallards come in and just drop right in the hole, and you just water swat the shit out of them, dude. Can't turn it down.
So we got 2 mallards one year, Ryan and I. And I mean, they were like the continental, like, I mean, just this like emerald green head, the bright orange feet. I mean, they were cool birds. I mean, it was cold as heck too, but I don't know, man. You see a daggone vortex coming towards you, the geese that are doing the tornado and all that stuff, and they're maple leafing and stuff like that. Yeah. And you knock it out of the sky and you pick it up and you're like, how in the world does this bird do what it does up in the air? I mean, like a duck's made for that, but you look at a goose and it's like freaking watching a turkey fly. You know, it seems it shouldn't be able to do that.
Yeah.
And big old slap on the water.
Oh man.
I mean, I like water hunting just as much as the next guy. I like field hunting more, I think, now.
Yeah.
Ain't nothing like them big ass birds come barreling down to you real quick and you just blast them right out of the sky.
Yeah. With them just floating right into the into the decoys. It's nothing like
it's great. Just chunk chunk. They're just dropping.
And another big thing. Oh, go ahead, Justin. No, go ahead.
Plus, another thing is I've taken a dunk twice in cold water and ain't fun. So.
Yeah, I remember the one. What was it, last season when you fell in?
Oh yeah.
I remember the one time I almost fell in up there in Maryland, dude. I thought for sure I was gone. I was like, Justin.
We got you out there. It's all good.
My ass would get sucked in. Oh, 130 pounds of me.
I told you, man, neoprene. Get rid of that daggone breathable waders.
Yeah, I got them Cabela's ones, man. That was we were in the Rappahannock River, and it was, ice. Yeah. And I didn't feel a tick of cold on me. I mean, I was warm the whole time.
Well, let me tell you about my man Chris here. I hate to tell outside the schoolyard, but I'm gonna tell you about the latest and greatest Rogers breathable waders. We had, and you know where I'm going with this, Chris.
Oh yeah, so, go on with it.
Okay, all right, I'm gonna send it. So we have to walk. What was it? A mile or a mile and a half to this blind? And Chris is like, "We got the best."
Yeah, it's every bit 2 miles.
And we didn't pack light at all. We had jet sled, and I'm like, Chris, you gonna wear shoes? Like, just put your waders in your jet sled and walk them along. Oh no, I got the breathable waders. I'll walk back in them and not sweat a bit. And I said, all right. I said, now go on with your bad self. So we get there and we got 2 wood ducks and a gadwall.
Mm-hmm.
And it was probably 12 or 1 o'clock. And that was another lesson I learned from this. Whenever you hunt, always bring water. Because what we wouldn't give for a drink of water that day, because all we had was coffee and what was it? Like the Mountain Dew,
Rip It?
Not Code Red. What were those things called?
I had a Rip It with me.
The Baja Blast?
No, it was doggone it, Chris. What was the name of that thing? Mountain Dew what? It's the energy drink one.
Oh, those damn things.
Kickstart.
Yeah, Kickstarts. Yeah.
And we were getting through there, and I don't know, probably a quarter of a mile in. Chris was like, man, I got to take these waders off. Man, they're so hot. So I'm like, dude, walking barefoot. He's got his thick Under Armour shirt on and his BDUs and stuff like that. And I mean, that poor dude, when we got to almost to the car, he said, I got to stop. He said, I'm going to pass out. He sit there.
When you hit that point of exhaustion and your body's just running so hot, it just tells you you need to sit down. Well, Justin got it on film. And just what came out of my mouth is just whatever I was saying. It's almost like when I get drunk, I just, whatever, comes out, just comes out. I almost barely even remember it. Because I'm pretty sure I heat catted at that point. I didn't fall down, needed an IV, but when we ended up leaving that spot, and Justin brought up going to Molly's, and I was thinking to myself, motherfucker, I need to stop at a place sooner than going to Molly's. Like, I need something now. Like, I need to put some sort of fluid back in my body. But we ended up hauling ass and going down to Molly's. And how many Gatorades did we buy? I forget.
Three apiece.
I mean, we downed them, like sitting at the cash register, just straight, just letting it flow down your throat. That was a rough hunt for sure.
But
I don't know. Welch had me. We were turkey hunting, and I think we done spread about 3 miles in on just a damn turkey hunt.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, I was hurting. My legs were hurting. We were out. We had a nice hen come up behind us, but that's about it.
Well, you hunt with me long enough, you'll hike 5 miles.
It was also, I was going to take that man's decoy out too. I said, the turkey's right there. I'm going to shoot it. I'm going to shoot it. And you said, dumbass, that's a fucking decoy. I'm like, I didn't even see the guy over there.
So we're walking. For everybody listening, all 3 of you that are listening, when you're hunting public land, be aware of your surroundings. Because my man Zack right here almost took out an avian X decoy. So we're walking, and I throw a couple of yelps out, a couple of keys and stuff, and I get one to gobble, and I was like, okay, cool. He's in the tree. We can move on it. I told Stalls, I said, we got to close up quick on him if we want to get a shot on him. So we're like running up, and I look out the corner of my eye, and I see like this screen, and it's this guy that's got a GoPro on a shotgun, and he's staring at this decoy. And I'm like moving. I'm like, Zack, move this way. And he's like, there's a turkey. And I'm like, where? He's like, he's right there. I'm going to shoot it. I'm like, that's a decoy, dude. Come on, let's go. I was like, you didn't see the guy standing there?
Can you imagine that guy's YouTube channel?
I mean,
some asshole shot my damn target.
Talking about a viral video.
He didn't level the shotgun or anything, but I mean, his eyes were about the size of saucers when he was looking at this daggone decoy. I mean, it was an impressive turkey, but it was a fake one.
But there was a real turkey calling, but it was on the other side of the river, and it would never cross the river.
Yeah.
But the same day, we planned it down. We found a hay bale in the middle of this. It was, I don't know why the hay bale would have been there, but there was a hay bale.
Oh, yeah.
We're laid up there. Well, next thing you know, Welch is standing up, and there's mice on Welch's back crawling all around him. He's got mice crawling off his shoulder.
Probably got the Honda virus from that.
So we were smacking the mice off, and finally sit back down, and we hear somebody calling. And he's calling.
No. You getting ahead of yourself now. Oh, Zack says, here it comes. I hear a turkey coming. That's a hunter, Zack. It's, no. This is a turkey right here. I said, no, he's a hunter, and he's a bad caller at that.
He was called. Well, every time Welch called, he called back.
Right.
Then next thing you know, that guy comes up behind us. Welch goes.
I told Zack at that moment, I said, don't you move. I said, because he's going to blow us smooth away here if one moves.
He was coming after our decoys, man.
Yeah.
He was hot and heavy, man. He came up behind us. Welch goes, hunters. He didn't say anything. And I said, you better not shoot my ass. And he goes, sorry.
But I told him just like that. I said, don't you move. Don't you move a bit. I said, because these dudes zeroed in on our spot.
Uh-huh. Good old public landowners for you.
Oh, and so speaking of that, there was another guy, YouTuber there that, I mean, he was decked out like first light here, and he got this camera, Chris. It looked like,
wasn't he?
On Real Tree Inside, man. He had the mic and all this stuff up, and he's like, I scouted, and I saw like 3, roosted up, and I'm hunting them, and I'm like, bro, I mean, I hate to ruin your YouTube channel here, but you're showing up like 10 o'clock. I said, these turkeys are freaking gone, man.
Yeah, it was past that because me and you were heading to the second spot in Prince William.
Yeah.
We had some private land that I had about 10 acres, and we went out there, and I think the turkeys, were they coming in at night, I think?
Yeah.
He said he'd only see them in the evenings, the actual landowner. So we were leaned up against a tree, in this guy's backyard, falling asleep on the damn tree. We were worn out.
Yeah, we hiked a pretty good clip that day.
That's when you gotta watch old Big Red and get him all fired up again.
That's it. So that's why we didn't get
Zach,
anything done.
Yeah, Zach. Next time you go hunt with Justin, just have him fire up old Big Red before y'all start hunting. You'll be successful.
Chris missed the biggest turkeys I've ever seen when he was watching that.
Oh my god, dude! He'd turn around and we're sitting there. That was like one of my first ever, like really, like that was probably my first turkey hunting.
It was your first turkey hunt because I told you.
So we went out there. And
oh man, I Chris fired up. Oh yeah, I got him. I said I'll call him in. All you gotta do is just sit down. No doggone well. I couldn't have called him in with a doggone phone call. And sure enough, I 20 yards.
Like he was at 10 yards. Ever been at 10, 15 yards?
Well,
he was so close you could smell him. And I turned around, raise up.
Oh yeah, didn't miss once. Didn't miss twice. It's 3 times. And it was with the doggone, what was it? The heavy metal triple beards, like the ones that are like $40 for like 5.
Oh.
Get them. Nope.
I let all 3 of them ring out, not one.
He was flying away. Chris says, "What do I do?" I said, "Throw another one at him." But
all right, Jason, you take care, bud. But dude, after that, I don't know. Like that lit a fire under me. I was like, I don't know what I did. I don't know what I did wrong. Whether if obviously I pulled the shot. I'm not gonna get excuses, but like to have a turkey come in that close and to actually be fighting a decoy, like he was literally like getting up off the ground, like using his legs and like pounding on the decoy, which is pretty cool. But I don't know that next year, Justin turned around and took me out again and put me on another one. He got within sight, and I had a scope on me. I was like, "Yeah, he's a dead bird. I ain't waiting any longer."
Yeah, smacked him with that 17. So
he didn't know what hit him.
Now you just heard smacking a flop. That's it.
That was all she wrote. I wonder if he would have came all the way in though.
He would have. I told you let him come in. Oh no. He shot, and I'm like, "Where was he at?" He says, "He's right up there on the hill." I was like, "I didn't even see him." He's like, "Oh, I got him. I got him." Oh Lord. I said, "Here, take his shotgun in case you missed." Which be sure whoever's watching this still, there's actually a video of that on the YouTube channel.
Oh yeah. Yeah. You got all these videos, pretty much all of them pretty much uploaded onto the channel.
So yeah,
see a comment with TRI Outdoors. Someone took a damn sound shot.
Heard something in the bush, so they took a sound shot. My buddy said that's why they don't hunt public land.
Hey, I can completely understand that.
Oh my god! You know that's exactly what I was talking about. Last week, Chris? With remember I had those foreigners out there dove hunting, and they were shooting right over top of everybody, trying to blow the dove out of the tree.
Yep.
That was at Phelps. That was terrible.
Yeah, I had a buddy at work. He's out of the Army now. He just got out probably about a month ago. 100% disability, all that sort of stuff, for blowing out his knee. But he's got he ended up getting shot in his arm. He was waterfowl hunting, and he was hunting on private land. And I guess these guys were poaching. And he's really good duck caller. Like his spread, he uses all like the Avian X, all that sort of thing. And he was tucked up into some brush, and these guys came rushing in and ended up started shooting, like pretty much shooting the decoys. And as they were shooting, they were spraying all over the place. He ended up getting shot on the back of his shoulder and his arm and everything. So, yeah, when he got hit, then the guys, of course, he started screaming, and the guy stopped shooting. And yeah, that was a pretty wild story that he showed me. But like I even touched like the certain parts of his shoulder, and he still has shot like left in his shoulder.
Mm.
But yeah, there's tons of just idiots out there that sound shoot or poach and all that stuff.
I'll tell you one thing. I need definitely for this year with the way this world's going. Not getting all political on your feed here,
Well,
but I mean, I would love to definitely at least put 2 deer away in the freezer with how everything is going this year.
yeah,
For sure.
yeah, save you some money. So
Yeah.
I think like Justin's got it right having a garden. I think that's another big thing too. So it's
Yeah.
like the vegetables and that sort of stuff.
Thinking about doing a greenhouse just towards the winter time, just fall in the winter, and maybe try to get something substantial throughout the winter.
Yeah. Yeah. Because you got the Chinese buying land out in the Midwest. That's going to probably start hitting the news here soon.
I saw something about that, them buying a bunch of land out there.
Yep. We got the heat index across America right now. Everything's like just super hot. So, of course, plant growth ain't going to be that good.
Wasn't that land near some kind of government in something?
I think so.
Yeah, I remember seeing an article about it. It was surprisingly close.
And then you got all, of course, all the gun stuff and ammo stuff and, all the hunting right stuff. Like, the list goes on and on. Like, well, I think some of that stuff go through, like the bills and laws that they're doing. Like, I don't think so. I think it's just it's like every presidency, there's always a big scare of it. But,
Oh, yeah.
You should always still, gear towards protecting your family. So far as like putting meat in the freezer and, stockpiling some of the stuff that you can store.
Well, the thing about it too is, when somebody asks, "Hey, what are you going to do if you can say I'm going to be just fine," then you got to.
Yep. Let's say, here we go.
Oh yeah,
there we go.
I've eaten plenty of those. That's for sure.
That and always got to have your water straw with you. Gotta have it.
But like Justin knows, and Justin's the same way. Like the way that we grew up, in the area that we come from, like it ain't nothing for us to go out there and harvest and be able to at least provide for a family, just in case if shit does go south.
Well, I mean, the thing is, when you're talking about all that, supplies are definitely a plus. You gotta have the tools and resources, but the best resource is your mind. If you can master some basic skills that people have forgotten because they've gotten so used to taking the easy way or going to the grocery store or something like that. I mean, you can make it a long time just by using your noggin and thinking things through. So, and I mean that can be also put into play like duck and goose hunting. You got to ask yourself why until you can't ask why anymore. And usually you'll figure it out. Why were these birds coming this way this day? And that's why I keep like a journal. When I was getting the numbers of the geese, okay, it was this barometric pressure, and this wind, and this humidity, and the UV index, and all that stuff. And then you start developing a pattern, and then it's just like, oh, okay, well, this day is going to be awesome, or this day is not going to be good, or they're coming out of this direction or that direction.
Yep.
So,
yeah, I think that's another big thing is keeping a journal, and I really need to start doing that once I get to the place where I'm going to settle down. So, like at the very start of the season, for every season, I'm going to have it like for turkey, deer, and waterfowl. Now, obviously, it's more waterfowl than anything else, but I'm going to keep a log, an actual like written down, because there's some I'm not going to mention who, because I hate their stuff, but they have like a digital platform where you can log it, but it's more for them to make money. but actually like writing it down. And then like when you're older and you can turn around and like hand it down to your son or your daughter, you know, if they're into the same thing, like, you know, you got years and years and years of stuff because you don't know how long technology is going to be around. So I think writing it down is probably the best way to go.
And I haven't introduced you to the journal yet, Stalls, but I did that with Chris when you first got into it. When we get done hunting, Right in the Rain actually the waterfowl log, and I had Chris fill it out a couple times just so he got used to doing it. So, you know, we could look back. That was back 2018, 2019, or something like that.
Yeah, no, I remember when me and you were in the blind, you had filled it out. When I busted mine, you busted yours. We filled it out because, you know, of course, that was a hot day. You know, we were getting them to pop in a little bit on us, and of course, we didn't have too hot of a day after that. And then it was a week after that we had Joe Biden and his helicopter screw up our hunt the next day.
Yeah, I remember when Justin he called me. I think I hunted that day and killed like a couple ducks or something like that, and he told me that y'all got ruined.
We were doing pretty good too until Marine One came through, and then the helicopters come through, and I said, "Look at this, old Joe Biden."
We had state police helicopters circling us and pinging us out there in the field.
I finally stood up and I waved both hands like, "Hey, we're down here hunting."
Both hands and something else sticking out.
He did. He did.
Only time you don't have a daggone "Let's Go Brandon" flag. So what bridge run in Maryland?
So I got a couple videos on my channel if you want to go watch how to make decoys. I got a thing up there with making V boards. So V boards is a big one. That's if you're hunting like big water stuff, or if you got nothing but silhouettes, you can make the silhouettes float. And then I mean, if you're just hunting ducks, like, I mean, just old cheap old floater decoys will work for you.
Just Eastern Shore, Cambridge. I mean, they I don't know. Those Avian X's still on sale on Rogers. They were real cheap. Those
they keep bouncing. Like when I send you a sale, it normally only works for about 2 days. Then it goes away.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. I'd tell him to keep an eye on Rogers because I think I got him what $30, $40 for a pack of 6.
Yep. Yeah, Rogers, like, and that's another thing too, is like you have to almost get to the point where you're checking it every day, so that way you can kind of get the price memorized, and you can be like, when something pops up, you can be like, oh shit, that's like a really good deal, or you can be like, man, you know, they're only giving me like $5 off. You know, they're calling it
like Drake did the same thing because when I bought a couple blind bags and they were like $30, and then Drake just sent me an email last week on sale for $50, and I'm like, no, I got one for $30 about 2 months ago.
Mm-hmm.
So you just gotta learn the price. But I mean, Drake too, man. Drake, if you sign up for their emails, they have killer sales throughout the summer, just like Rogers does.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think Rogers, and as much as I hate to say this, is I think they're probably one of the best suppliers for, you know, waterfowl hunters. But you know, the thing is that I won't buy it unless if it's on sale.
Yeah,
and I'm signed up for like their points rewards thing. So like once you spend a certain amount of money, like your next order, you could turn around and take another like $5 or $10 off on. So I mean that's kind of like a plus on their end too.
But like on the decoy spreads too, like what y'all were saying, like if he's already got the decoy set up, I know in Virginia, and Ryan taught me this, where like geese were actually like confidence decoys for ducks, because the ducks in this area actually look for the geese because that's where the food's at. Mm-hmm. So mixing your spread up a little bit, you know, don't be afraid to throw a few geese in there, you know, if it's legal in the area, because you know, laws vary from state to state. You got to be on the up and up with that. But not only is it a confidence decoy, but they're bigger decoys, so they're more easily seen.
Yep.
And the colors are more contrasting than a duck, I feel. Mm-hmm. So.
Yeah, and you're right, man. You almost got to be a lawyer to look at all the laws, especially if you're hunting public lands. I mean, because your general laws for hunting are going to be one, but that specific public land is going to have a totally different set of rules and regulations, and you got to follow that to the T.
Well, that's just like, Phelps around here, their deer season's only for like 2 weeks. And, deer season around here lasts rifles usually like November 15th through like December 31st, January 5th, something like that. So,
yeah.
Yep.
I think that's now we're talking about laws. So I talked to obviously tons of people on post about, on Fort Campbell about, them getting into duck hunting and that sort of thing. And, the older guys like the sergeant majors and stuff that I work with and majors and colonels, their big thing is like the reason why they won't get into it or they never got into it is because they don't know like what they're shooting. Like they don't want to shoot the wrong duck, because you're only allowed to kill like out here. I think out here you're only allowed to kill like 2 canvasback, or what's another thing? Like mallards, you're only allowed to kill 2 hens. So I don't know. I think that's another big thing. I wish there was a guy on YouTube. I'm not going to spread his stuff either, but he started off doing like a video on how to ID them and like their sounds and that sort of thing. But the big thing the reason why I watched it is because it was like how to ID them. But what he did was pretty much copy and paste what Ducks Unlimited posted with like their actual picture, like what they look like. I wish that I could like make a trip up to like North Dakota when like all the ducks are up there and like videotape them in the air and like have them like get closer to me and be like, all right, this is a widgeon. This is a mallard, so that way people could like actually see it on video or something to where, they can see what's coming into them.
But see, that's the thing that really held me back from waterfowl hunting all the years, where like Chris and I grew up deer hunting. And I mean, it's easy enough to distinguish a buck from a doe. Mm-hmm. And it's like he was saying, you can only shoot a certain amount, but the only way to learn how to do something is get in there and do it. And if you're not sure about something, don't shoot. That's where your discipline kind of comes into. I mean, when you're deer hunting, you're not going to take a 500-yard shot at a 20-point buck, and I'm just being facetious when I say buck. But you got to know limitations, but you also got to be able to identify that animal. And I mean, if you can't identify it, I mean, it's probably too far away to shoot.
Just like that red-eyed lasered coyote meaning that night.
Oh yeah.
Even though if it was a cat or a coyote, we couldn't tell the difference.
Right. So, and that's another thing, everybody watches these videos and the birds seem like they're so far away. Like, they're like 80 yards away when in actuality, they're probably 40 yards. So,
but I've noticed that everybody always exaggerates their yardage with a lot of videos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Way over exaggerated. I took a 500-yard shot on a buck. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. You got a Bushnell scope on that fucking Remington, 700, 270 Win Mag, or whatever the hell you shoot. You didn't take a 500-yard shot. Sorry.
Yeah. But it's like ducks, people want them, from 20 to 30 yards, 35 yards. And some people around here, they say that they won't shoot them past 40, but I've seen motherfuckers like sky bust at like 80 yards. Like when it comes to yardage for like when I'm videoing, and I delete some of the comments on YouTube just because it kind of like really pisses me off. It gets under my skin because they don't understand like how the video works. Is like when they're videoing with the GoPro, they look like super far away when they're really at like 25 yards, So, and then, that's with waterfowl. They want them in super close. So they're, they'll turn around and say, oh yeah, I was shooting them at like 15 yards, man. They're in my face, but they're really at like 30. And then deer, it switches. They're like, oh yeah, I made that shot, like you said, like 500-yard shot, but nowhere close to be 500 yards.
Well, it's just like that video that you made where you did that collab of us hunting. You were hunting Tennessee and I was hunting Virginia, those geese in that snow. I mean, they look like 25 or 30 yards away, but in actuality, they were 10 yards away and I was shooting them on, shooting the GoPro. And, I mean, they were right on top of me. So I wish y'all could have been there to that hunt. That was the best hunt I've ever been on by far. And I gave Ryan and Brian a chance to come, and they didn't do it because they couldn't get out of the house because of snow. I was like, man, I'll throw that thing in 4-wheel drive and come on because I said it's going to be hot today. I mean,
that was a badass hunt for sure.
Oh my gosh!
If I knew it was going to be that good, I definitely would have made a trip out to Virginia to hunt that. For sure.
I mean, and the whole thing is, and like I still watch that video, and I get goosebumps when I see that big like flock of geese just come like this, and I don't know how far away they were. They were on the back side of the other field, so I mean, 700 yards off. Yeah. And I started the field call, and that was with that field proven call. Or no, that wasn't the field proven call. That was the JT.
Oh, the JT.
No, yeah, the JT short fuse.
Yeah.
And I just turned them on. That's when they all came in, like 70 of them. And I mean, you just see them coming in, and you're just like looking. You're scared to move because you don't want to flare them or whatever.
Yeah.
Out there, and but yeah, man, that's a good hunt, man.
Oh. Yeah. I forget what I was doing that morning. Where I was.
I know that. I said you weren't shooting geese. I know that.
I mean, I probably killed like maybe a duck or two, but that's probably about it. I mean, I much rather would have had 70 geese come, decoy into me like that. That's for sure.
No, you were in Tennessee then, dude.
Was I in Tennessee?
Yeah, you were in Tennessee.
And I matched it up with my video, like we were hunting at the same time?
Yeah, I think that's when y'all got the snow geese.
Yeah.
Because that's when that had moved in.
You want to talk about like a completely mind-blowing hunt. Like to kill snow geese in the timber like that?
Mm-hmm.
Nuts. Nuts.
Yeah.
That does not happen. Hunt turkey. Yeah. Do any of us hunt turkey with a bow?
I thought about it. Haven't tried it yet.
Justin?
I've taken it out, but I haven't had to shoot at one. I haven't gotten close enough to shoot one. So
yeah, I got my Matthews Mission switch. I have it for a reason to hunt, but no.
Or next season, I'll try to kill one with a bow for you. We'll see. It'd be a crossbow though. I don't shoot compound. I ain't that strong. I'm just a little guy.
Trying to see. Do we have early deer this year, Welch? I'm trying to look at the limits.
I don't think we have early deer. I mean, I think it's just straight archery, which is like
last year. They started like September 15th. It was like, it was like 95 degrees, and I was in the dang stand.
Yeah.
They don't do a velvet season for y'all now? I haven't looked into deer hunting in years. No, they do out here. Like the velvet season starts in like, it's probably here in about 2 or 3 weeks is when deer season starts for us.
That's too hot for a deer.
Yeah. Like as soon as you kill it, like you're literally going to have to like run up to it, gut it, and throw ice in it.
Oh yeah. Straight ice, straight to the cavity.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're not doing it this year. I'm looking right now. Because last year it was antlerless only, and it was like good 3 or 4 weeks, all September and into a little bit of October of just antlerless only.
Yeah. Which is fine with me. I mean, doe, go ahead and smack a bunch of them, throw them in the freezer.
Oh yeah. Definitely.
It's all deer, all taste the same to me.
It's all meat in the freezer.
It's like Justin used to tell me, you can't eat the antlers.
That's right. Anything.
Yeah.
That's the truth. It's like got a nice long muzzleload season this year. And firearm for us, November 19th through January 7th.
Screw all that. I'd be duck hunting in November.
Yep.
October is the only time I got to deer hunt. If I draw a quota hunt for it, because they do quota hunts for everything out here because they try to make more money. But yeah, I'm gonna try to at least kill one deer in October, and all the rest of the time from September and then November through probably like mid-February, I'll be duck hunting.
They do.
first couple of days of rifle season, then it'll be duck and geese after that.
I still got a Mount Old Beauty here, Welch.
Man, you can't hide.
The Viper.
Oh,
Look, motherfucker still got it like wrapped in like saran wrap or whatever.
Oh, it is. I don't want to touch it. I don't want to touch it. It scares the hell out of me.
Oh shit!
all right, I still. Oh,
I gotta put a smack down on something with it, but I'm scared to put it on the gun.
yeah.
I don't know.
Don't we point in having it if you can't shoot it.
I know.
That's right.
I know. I'm gonna put it on.
You're gonna have to rattle can it too.
Whoa, easy.
Oh yeah, rattle can
I'm
that whole.
half tempted to spray paint my 870.
Do it.
I tell you that Brown L's that I bought for my 930. I mean, you got to let it sit for 15 days. If you don't bake it in the oven, it's got to sit for 15 days.
Good
to harden.
Yeah,
but I mean, I've tried to chip it, and it takes a little bit of a beating to chip it off. But I mean, you can't beat $3 can of Krylon either, you know.
Yeah. Oh, Matt said he'll run over at least 2 deer with his truck, so he's got me coming.
Hey man,
game and meat right there.
Line them up, steel to steel, baby.
Blood,
crack.
bath, freaking meat right there.
Yep.
Get a little gut juice in there too for some seasoning.
That's a wake up call for you. 43 days until September.
I can't even get with it.
Just think, I start my next college class here in like 2 weeks, and that's at the very beginning of August. And I got 4 weekends until opening day of Goose and Dove and all the rest of it.
Yeah, I might, before it gets too hot this weekend, get all my decoys straightened up, my silhouettes.
Yeah,
I got 2 more weeks of college courses. I'm off for, I think, 2 weeks, and then I'm back out to it for the fall. So,
well, I already graduated school of hard knocks, so I ain't got no.
I gotta spray paint all those shells I got from your coworker there.
Black and white. Just doing black and white. That's all you need to do.
I gotta spray paint.
Nah.
Don't do none of that crazy stuff. Just black and white. Leave it.
Yeah, Yeah, the person that said, "Man, those actually turned out pretty good." So,
we're gonna have to do maybe a paint party over here at my house. I think I got about 16 of them to do. We're gonna have to lay them out, and I'll provide the beer and the paint.
I'm down. You just let me know.
Sit there and get mildly tore up off beer and paint fumes.
There you go. That'd be the best feeling you're probably gonna have that whole month.
Right.
Well, seeing as I guess I'm gonna have to stick with the Diet Dr. Pepper. So
there you go.
I would put up what I got. I can't, but it's healthy, healthier than that Diet Dr. Pepper.
I done ran out. I only got a quarter of a cup now. I've went through 3 cans.
Doing to go protect my other investment, I got to put my chickens away. So, but no, it was good talking to y'all. So
yeah, for
yes,
sure.
Sir.
I appreciate y'all coming on tonight.
Yeah, definitely.
Good feed for sure.
Might have to find a cooler hat. Was it next Wednesday?
Next Wednesday? You want to come on next Wednesday?
I was gonna say, when do you pay these people to come on?
When do I get my W-2?
If I get money off YouTube, I don't know, man. I probably still wouldn't pay nobody to come on.
What do you give these poor people that watch this? A gift card or something? A gift card to McDonald's?
I give them views and watch time and likes and comments.
That's what we need. That's what you need to do, Chris. Go on out and find it. Like I found these mags. I'm not going to say they're Joe Biden mags. I paid $5 for them at a gun store that was closing down. Justin knows which one that was.
Yeah.
You need to do giveaways on these every week. Share. Do a giveaway and then send people these $5 magazines.
I wished it worked, but it doesn't.
Oh.
I wish it did. I do it on Instagram I've done it on YouTube, Facebook. Like,
You
because people
got to grow your hair out a little bit and
get me a mullet.
we're
That look real
no,
nice
like
with this good old receding hairline I got.
I'm not gonna say what Instagram it is, but it's a Virginia one.
Go ahead and pull
talked about before.
At all stalls. Let's see the mullet. I mean, that mullet game is
Yeah, let's see it. Oh man.
I mean, that thing is on point, Jack. I mean, he got that thing. Shoot, them edges right there so crisp they cut you.
Oh Lord.
Bullet push you.
Oh man.
All right, guys. Good talking to you.
All right, Justin. I appreciate it. Zach, I appreciate you coming on too.
We'll see.
But yeah, if y'all want to come back on next week, we'll work it out. But if not, I'll get somebody else back on here next week on Wednesday.
Sounds good. We'll talk about it in chat.
All right. I'll talk to y'all later.
Yep.
Bye.
All right, everyone. I appreciate all of y'all tuning in. This has been good old Duckalope Outdoors on YouTube. And next week, like I just talked about, Justin and Zach may end up coming back on. We'll see. I'll talk to them. But you'll see down into the description right there for next week of who I will have on. I appreciate all y'all that have been active in the chat. Mark, TRI Outdoors, Laura, Daddy Duck 365. All these are really good channels to go check out on YouTube. Coon Outdoors was very active. He's got a good channel running too. Let's see, who else did we talk to up here? Old Boondocker Outdoors. He's Jason from last week. He's from East Tennessee. My buddy Maxie. He was active duty with me up there in Baltimore City. We were recruiting together. But anyways, I won't bore y'all with going through all the live chat. Y'all all know who you are. I appreciate every single one of y'all. If you haven't hit the like button already, just go ahead and hit the like button for me. Leave a comment below. If you're in the live chat, just go ahead and hop over and hit the comment section for me real quick. And hey, if you haven't subscribe already. Hit that notification bell, and I'll see y'all next week. I've been Chris, Duckalope Outdoors. Y'all stay safe out there.